Hello my friends and welcome to episode 47 of The Wanderer. Today we are taking on Celtic at home. We've got a decent record against Celtic. We drew against them earlier in the season. We beat them twice out of 3 attempts last year, if I remember correctly. It was either 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3. I'm struggling to remember that far back right now. League's going okay. Since the last game we played Hibs, we obviously won 2-0. In the last episode we played Aberdeen. We won 4-2. Ryan Hedges and G Gomez both grabbing braces before a 2-2 draw against Dundee United. Z Gomez and Jamie Walker on the score sheet for us. David Wheeler getting a 95th minute equaliser for them. I was so frustrated because we really should have won this game by 3 or 4 goals. To concede a 95th minute equaliser was heartbreaking. Then we hosted Rangers. They obviously beat us in the last episode. Their unbeaten record went just before this game to Partick Thistle. Their first win of the season at this point, by the way. Louis Moult came off the bench for Z Gomez, who went off injured. He scored a brace to get us back into the game and in the lead after an early goal put us behind, and then an absolute thunderbolt from Ryan Hedges put us a 3-1 comfortable victory. We then played St Johnstone. We drew 1-1 again. Harry Cochran on the score sheet, but then he got taken off 4 minutes later. Jack Harper with the equaliser, a player who I've looked at signing, but we just can't afford him in all honesty, and I'm not really sure the price that St Johnstone are wanting, according to my scouts, he's worth, to be honest. And I'm not even convinced he'll be getting our first team, so that's the issue with that. We did play friendlies against Liverpool and Chelsea during this time as well, but I'm not really going to cover them because of obvious reasons. But basically this St Johnstone game, Cochran went off, and the team balance just didn't seem right with Alex Crawford. We ended up having to play Jamie Walker up front because of, Louis Moult up front. He didn't show up. Alex Crawford came on. Louis Moult eventually got subbed off, and Alex Crawford went up front, and he had an absolute shocker. He missed about 10 clear-cut chances. Never going to play up there again, in all honesty. We then played Hamilton, and again this time we played well. Louis Moult had another shocker. Eventually subbed him off, and this time I went with Jamie Walker up front. And that was the difference. Jamie Walker went to score a hat-trick from up top, getting a 9.5 rating. Sensational from him. And shows that we can put him in that position. So unlike Alex Crawford in the previous game, Jamie Walker did the business. And then we played Partick Thistle. Made some changes to the team. Burgess is injured. He got injured on international duty, which was really frustrating because at the same time Roshan Williams got injured in training, and that meant we have Harry Souttar as our only senior defender left alongside John Souttar. But he came in, he done okay. We brought Scott McTominay back into the team. Z Gomez returned. Grant Young had a knock, so he came off the bench as well. But a Jamie Walker penalty and a Scott McTominay goal from a sort of second ball at the corner, if you like. You'll see it in the highlights, scoring there. And then we beat Dundee 3-2. An own goal with Z Gomez and Ali Crawford on the score sheet for us. Dundee looked good in spells in this game, and that worried me. It's the same with Partick Thistle. We were lucky to get 6 points out of those 2 games, I will be very honest. But then I look back at the likes of the Dundee United game and the St Johnstone game, where we really should have gave both teams pretty big doings. It's maybe balanced itself out in that sense. So today we take on Celtic, and they have found a bit of form. I'll show you the league table. They're back up to second. We've got a better goal difference than us, so if they win today, our unbeaten record will take us off top of the league. We'll go at the same time as we go off top of the league rather. But I just want to show you their form. Their recent form has been incredible. So they played Rangers here, and this is where they really started to pick up. They beat Rangers 5-0, beat Aberdeen 3-0, St Johnstone 2-0, losing to FC Porto in the Champions League in the process. And then they played on Tuesday before this game against Rangers, and another 5-0 win at Celtic Park. So they've put 10 goals past Rangers, who, you know, they were unbeaten up until that Partick Thistle game. If we look at their form, they lost here just after they played us, a couple of games after in the league. Then lost to Aberdeen, and then us, and then have taken 2 big defeats against Hearts. Aberdeen was in the cup, of course. That maybe helped us a little bit when we played them, in honesty, because they played just a few days before our game, whereas we had an extra day's break, and it really made a difference. The Celtic games we really have no excuse for, though. It's the same sort of rest period for both teams. But today the focus is on Hearts. We're going to take this game on. We've got Miles Bierman on the bench because Brandon Mason is injured. Burgess and Rochelle Williams both returning, but they're not quite back yet. I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to go with Rudy McDonald over Bierman because he's coming through. He signed from somebody before I came, I can't remember who it was now, Queen of the South, for 15.25 thousand, and I've been trying to give him a chance. I loaned him out and then he got that injury at the start of the season, so I'm now trying to give him a chance in the first team. We have made a signing for left back. It's a signing I've made before and one that I've tried to make before. So we'll go and I'll just quickly show you who we've signed. We've signed Gary Finlayson again from Pogon Sedolce for 110k, rising up to 165k. They made a nice bit of profit there since buying him from Alloa. I can't remember exactly his wage was, but we got him well with his agent, so that fee was lower. But he's 18 years old, still got 5-star potential, and he's not much worse than Brandon Mason in honesty. And Mason I'm starting to get less and less convinced by, if I'm honest. I really liked him when he first came, but Finlayson I tried to sign for Forfar, failed. Did sign him for Pogon Sedolce. I didn't get a chance to manage him though because he couldn't come until he was 18. He's been on loan to the Esperanza, the league above where Pogon Sedolce play, and in honesty he's been doing quite well there. My scouts basically said we can get him for this price, let's give him a chance. So very good team, but I'm full of hope that we can keep a good run going. But they've not conceded a goal in 3 or 4 games, and Tommy Wright, manager of the month, I'm kind of hoping that goes to bite him. I feel he only got it because he played a game more than us. We were both unbeaten with 3 wins last month, but again I suppose he scored so many goals and didn't concede any. It's pretty difficult to argue with it. But he's obviously got the budget. Is Brandon Mason's done by Fraser, and it goes John Suter away to Baronis. That's a good bit of defensive work from Baronis and Suter, but he's waited really well there until Cochrane was ready for to receive that pass. Really like that, but Cochrane's just ran himself into trouble. He had players around him and he refused to pass to any of them. Brandon Mason getting done again, and Harry Suter away this time. Grant Young can't help it on. Armstrong picks up Christie out to Scott Sinclair. Oh, I thought Woodman punched that in, but it came away. And I'm just going to have a look at this opposition instructions because he obviously played the other night and got a couple of very, very tired players. So I'm just going to start tackling hard. I want to be always closing down on these central midfielders as well. I feel like maybe tackling hard on Scott Sinclair and Ryan Fraser might help us a little bit as well. And Sam Byram, who's also tired. Let's see if we can stretch them out and get them really, really tired before the start of the second half. Just let's make the changes now rather than wait until half time like I normally do. Baronis intercepts that well. Vestinov. Young back to Harry Suter to Baronis. Harry Cochrane finds Z Gomez this time, and he's made a run himself and it's been found, but it's great tackle there, but Z Gomez takes over, and that's a decent effort from the Portuguese man. Should have mentioned he has signed a new contract. It's a small wage rise, but we've got rid of that £14 million release clause. It's now $40 million to clubs in continental competitions only, which is a big help because his value is going through the roof, to be honest. It's up to about $5.5 million now. I was really starting to get worried that he would be wanting to leave should a club come sniffing, and 14 million is not really a lot, and I'm not sure we could replace him in honesty. Freddie Woodman also has interest from England, and he has a release clause of 12 million to foreign clubs, but I feel that's much more acceptable. I think it'd probably be harder to get more than 12 million for him anyway. As Mason launches that one clear, it's a great ball, and Z Gomez is in. He's clinical, and Z Gomez on the counter attack puts it in the back of the net. The man is clinical. It's his 12th of the season, and in this big game he's putting us with a big league at the top of the table, 6 points at present. Mason obviously struggling with a knock that he picked up in training, which is why we have McDonald on the bench. I was going to go with Bierman, but I'm not sure there's much between them, and let's go with the younger guy basically. As I was stating before, as Aitchison comes in, Freddie Woodman equal to that, showing why he's got interest from the English Premier League. As Jamie Walker's picked up a knock, that's not good, and Mason's starting to really struggle with his knock, so Kind of want to get a little bit more out of Mason. I'll probably bring Walker off at half time because Jones can come on and he will do a job. I really like Jones. I was a bit unsure when I signed him, but he's done a job. He's being a very good backup to Walker, and he's sort of slotted in on right a couple of times nicely as well. So let's give the, I'm going to say you've played well so far, but there's room for improvement, and I'm going to give the same team talk to everyone. Can I get everyone, please? Thank you. There's a lot more to come from you, and I believe you've got what it takes. And then we're going to go to tactics. We'll bring Jones on for Walker, and we'll go back to team talk because I should be able to talk to Jordan Jones now, and I will just say to him, show me what you've got, and see if it makes a difference. Jones obviously got a bit more pace than Walker, but a bit more of a natural sort of crosser, if you like. In my opinion, Blake, most clean sheets in the league. Patterson launches away to Fraser. So over the top for Jack Aitchison, but John Suter seems to have this one covered. Just put out for a throw-in, son. Or find Freddie Woodman, that works because they're not really pressing him just yet, and he's found to Vestinov. Into Grant Young. Nice cam play. Mason. Baronis. Jordan Jones makes up for that poor pass. Mason. Baronis to Cochrane now. He's got Grant Young inside, but he's going to find Z Gomez. He's going to play it in beautifully for Jones. Can he find the cross to Ryan Hedges? He can. It's just over the bar from the Welshman. He's claiming for a new contract as well, but he wants quite a big wage rise. I'm not sure if I'm ready to give him that. His contract was up at the end of this season, but I did trigger an extension. But I feel like he deserves a new contract, but I'm not sure if he deserves the same sort of pay grade as someone like Z Gomez. For example, Grant Young takes a cracker of an effort there. We're going to make a change here. We're going to bring on McDonald, give him some game time for the injured Mason. Obviously, he's tried to get as much game time out of him as I could. The staff said he'd be able to last the 90. He's not going to be able to do that. So let's bring him off now because Fraser's giving him the run around anyway. And I feel maybe a fresh pair of legs might help nullify that threat. As Woodman launches forward for Jones. Can't find him. Young heads down to Baronis. Cochrane. Wanted to play that forward there and the referee was in his way. Clever play not to do it. As he comes forward again. This time finding Jones. Jones out to Mason. It's a decent ball in, but Callum Patterson away. Former Hearts player, of course. And Baronis. Oh, just over once again from the former Rangers youngster. 16 shots but only 3 on target does not make for good reading. In all honesty, they're really starting to tire now and made all their subs. So let's get back to opposition instructions, and I just want to basically kick them and kick them and kick them a little more. We've got the legs that they do not have, and I want us to take advantage of this. Jack Aitchison maybe the exception. He did score against Rangers but didn't get full game, I imagine. I'm looking at our fitness levels though, and maybe looking at Cochrane and Hedges. Sorry, Cochrane, Young and Baronis for coming off. I think they going to give it another 10 minutes or so and see with that, because if for example Young gets a yellow, McTominay becomes the obvious choice. Rory McDonald getting dragged out of position there, but his balls over the top should be picked up by John Suter. He's going to launch clear, but it's not going to be a great one. But Harry Cochrane comes from miles away to get there, and it's over the top from McDonald, but it's a poor ball this time. Not the same quality that Brendan Mason offered earlier on with his ball. But to Vestinov, we're showing that we've got the legs here on Celtic. We're running them ragged. As Baronis now, Cochrane is poor as Nietzsche intercepts Johnson, and Ryan Christie is tired. He's going to get a ball in. Johnson, and oh, we're behind. We're level again. I don't know why I said behind. Felt like we were chasing them there and we were doing really well, but they're being much more clinical than us. We're going to make a change into that midfield. We're going to bring McTominay on and continue on. See if I can just get a push forward from them. See if we can get a response. Because right now, this 20 shots, 3 on target, does not make good reading when they've got 7 and 6. We've been the better team, but we've just struggled to create the major chance, if you like. Jones, oh, that's poor from Jones, and Callum Patterson steps in. It's over the top, that's got to be offside surely. It's a ball into Christie. No way was Johnson onside there. So frustrated with that. that is the most annoying thing I think I've seen. We're going to go with you as a false 9, and Hedges can come in and you can play a few roles actually, but again we're going to go false 9, and we're going to go team instructions, overload, normal, higher even, take work the ball into the box off, let's stop exploiting the flanks, pass into space, go route 1, closing down much more, fairly narrow, take more risks. And I want you to be playing your balls over the top of the defence, take long kicks, distribute quickly please. How are we losing this game? We've been all over them like a rash, and they've had maybe 10 good minutes here, and we're now second in the league, and the overload hasn't worked for us as Callum Patterson's got a long throw here. He's going to throw it straight to Freddie Woodman, but this is distribute quickly. Come on game. That is not a quick distribution by any stretch of the imagination. Feel like we should have won that game. But our unbeaten record is gone. We're now second in the league to Tommy Wright's Celtic. On goal difference admittedly, but I feel like we've been so good for the entire season so far that it's not really justified. And you know, they started poor. They drew a lot of games early on, and that one loss obviously against Dundee as well. But we're 5 points clear, and we're only playing for top 2 because that's where the Champions League spot is. That's also our first loss in 19 league games, 16 this season and the last 3 last season. So it's actually the last game at Celtic last season to the second game this season, and that's heartbreaking way to lose as well. Anyway guys, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed regardless of the result. I hope you are enjoying the series. If you do, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.